What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm out here in the shop today doing the service on the Volvo here, the oil change and everything. I've got the headlights mounted and getting ready to put some new mufflers on. I ordered a set of new mufflers. These are Donaldson M100463s. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. These are straight through mufflers, as you can see down in there. They don't really have any baffles in them to restrict the flow. These are high flow. I think they flow like 3200 CFM, something like that. So one of these is usually plenty for like 600 horsepower. But we got duals on this truck, so I got two of them. And this is what I put on my last truck. It just had a single on it, and I decided to order two this time. You can get the 465 M100 to 465s or a standard fleet muffler. They're a little bit cheaper than these, but I ordered the M100 463s. So did that because the old ones here, I don't know what these are, but they're having a little bit of an issue here, as you can see. I've got it unbolted up here. This headache rack is all in the way. I don't know if it'd be faster to take it off or not, but I don't really want to mess with it. So you just got to get in here with a ratchet and get behind here, and it's kind of a slow process because the way the clamp goes in behind this, it's hard to get to. But I've got it loose other than right here, and I'm probably gonna have to just cut this pipe off. These always rust together, and so probably what I'm gonna have to do is just cut this off up here, get the muffler up out of here, out of the way, and then take a grinder with a cutoff wheel or a Dremel with a cutoff wheel and cut slits in this, and then take a screwdriver and chisel it out around there is probably what I'm gonna have to do. I've never actually got one to come apart otherwise when they're rusted together. It's a pretty good bond when they rust together like that. So that's what I'm gonna do, take a Sawzall and set up right there and whack that off so that I can get this weight off of here and get this up out of the way, and then I'll get that cleaned off. And then we'll put the stack on up there. We'll probably have to do the same thing with it, and then swap it on the other muffler while it's on the ground. It's a lot easier to do it that way. All right, guys, so I got this thing pushed up and held up with a block of wood here. As you can see, it's touching up their top, just leaned up against there. Held up with a block of wood. I started trying to cut right here, and wasn't going too well, so I'm gonna try to cut where these holes is at, right across here, just so I can get this off. It's free to slide up and down, but it won't slide up enough that you can slide it off. So I just need to whack this off so I can get this out of the way, and then I can slice this up and do something different. Got our Milwaukee 2767 here. Pretty handy tool to have around for doing stuff like this. If we can get this to come loose, we may have to get a backup on it. Yep, gonna have to get a backup. Level 3 there. These things usually don't come off too well either. I got some new clamps just for that reason. is actually probably reusable, but I'll probably put a new one on it anyways. Let's see here if we can get this loose. I think she's kind of froze shut there. That's going to be one of them that we're going to have to cut off as well. Usually you put a little pressure on it like that and it'll loosen that up, walk it back and forth. Doesn't seem to be the case. Easiest thing might be to do is just whack it off of there. Like I did the other one. Worst case scenario, you can cut the pipe and shorten it that way, but I really don't want to do that. Yeah, busted pretty bad there. So, might as well go ahead and cut this off a little bit shorter right there. I believe. It ain't gonna work too well like that anyways. That should do the trick. Let's see here. Let's see how far we're pushing it down on there. Well. As far as it's going to go, it's bottoming out down in there. Slip right down in there. Don't slip too far. Get this up here and get it started, and then I'll try to pull it back up, I suppose. You can tack weld this to keep this from turning, because sometimes they'll turn a little bit, so you can put a tack weld on this. I'm having a little bit of trouble here. The bracket that goes right here is missing, is broke, and the bolts that are in this frame is froze up. I can't get them out. I've got a new bracket right here, as you see there, but this is made onto this bracket. It's an assembly. So you have to remove those bolts. I can't get those bolts out because they're froze up. So I'm working on that now. Well guys, after a very long time, I've got one of them out playing the heat and beat game. I'm sticking a pry bar in like this. You hit the end of it with a hammer and heating it up. And repeatedly doing that. And it's probably taken me a good 45 minutes to get that one bolt out. I've got the other one loose there. It's about halfway out. So I'm going to heat it up some more and hammer on it some more. And I'll be able to get that out, and then I'll have to find some new bolts so I can put this new bracket on right there. I was going to show you guys this muffler right here. The cone that's on the inside of them. It's not a straight through muffler like the ones I'm putting on. So you can see how much that'll restrict the flow. So this thing ought to breathe a little bit easier without this stuff in the mufflers. Alright guys, I've got it going my way. I've got the bracket stuck up there, but I need a 3/8 bolt about 4.5 inches long. I've got one 5-inch long bolt that I've got stuck in there right now, and then I got a 3.5-inch bolt stuck in the bottom right there just to hold it up there. So I'm going to have to drive all the way to town to get one bolt, it looks like. Of course, I'm not going to just buy one. I'll buy a few that length to have on hand. I've got some shorter 2.5 and 3-inch and a couple of 3.5-inch in that size, but I don't have any longer in that size. So I'm gonna have to go get a bolt. But I finally got the old bolts beat out of there and got it at least ready. All I got to do is stick a bolt in there, tighten both of them down, and then we'll be ready to stick the muffler back up there on this side. Alright guys, a very similar process went down on the other side. I've got it off. I was going to show you guys down on the inside of this one how that muffler's closed off like that. And you can see that the ones that I have that I showed earlier, you know, doesn't have this baffle coned in. So they should flow quite a bit better. This one ain't broke out quite like the other one was. The only thing I did different on this one is I went ahead and cut this pipe off before I took the clamps loose, and that kept it held up, keep it from sliding down and whatnot. And these things have a lip right here. When you go to put them back on, they set on this lip right here. It is very, very helpful to have a second person to do this, which I do not. The other side was harder to get out because I have a handle right here, grab handle, and the muffler has to go up over the top and come down in behind here because the studs are rusted up in the fairing here, and I was afraid that if I go to try to turn on them, it's going to break the fairing out, and then I just have another problem to fix. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to get this pipe here, this other stack. I got to cut this piece of muffler off of it, just like I did the other one. I'm gonna get the new muffler out of the box, set them both side by side, and get the height on them, stand them up, get the height on them right, measure, get the height right, so that one of them won't be lower than the other. And we'll get them both put together. I've not tightened this clamp here up. This is for your little trim piece right here, heat shield / trim piece. And I'm gonna leave it loose so that I can figure out, because your lower holes are in the bracket on the truck, so it's non-adjustable. So your upper one is the only one that's adjustable. So it's just kind of left loose here so I can adjust this up and get all my holes lined up, and then I can snug that down. So let's see now if I can do this, get this up here without falling and breaking my neck. This is awkward. And it's heavier than you might think. And there's not a real good way to a place to stand here. Turn around so I can get grip somewhere, maybe on this bracket or something. Whoa. Get over here. Not a good way to do this. Without taking the headache rack off. Over and behind there. Wasn't very graceful. Now I've got to get it picked back up and set down on the pipe somehow. Well, I've got the other side done. Let's see if we can get this side here stuck up in there. I think the other side was the hardest.